What's up? What's up? It's Phoenix Bars, the Almond Ra Squad Killer once again. But I'm back on my shit and I'm gonna keep on dropping shit. Like I was saying in the previous video, these motherfucking and we have to like that's what I'm saying, and that's how I know. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm fully get on point. That's how I know we're missing huge chunks of the story. And most likely they're in the basement of some museum or in some super racist dudes vault somewhere. But we're missing semi-huge chunks of the story. We need to really go through these catalogs and try to group the stories or certain aspects of the stories that match up, and kind of try to bridge some of these gaps. Because, and I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say now. So I'm talking about the Hittites. I'm talking about the Hittites. They're all throughout the Bible. The Hittites are heavy in the origins, stories, and everything of the Bible, biblical accounts. Which is, I'm sorry to say to people, the Bible was probably something else, but after King James and after all these church fathers that I mentioned in the last video, the biblical account is not your account anymore. Now you feel the aspects, that's why you feel drawn to it, but what those texts have become now, people have to come to terms with them. That's why I favored more ancient sources, because if you're lucky, they're less corrupted. But I'm talking about the Hittites. I'm talking about the Hittites and how through you see almost all of the stellas that I've seen, almost all of them that I've seen, I see the Hittites getting enslaved, getting their ass whooped. And my question that I don't have the answer to is, are they getting their ass whooped and fucked up, and Kemet is going to war with them because they have a personal interbeef within our race? Or is that one of the first instances of the white man using the black race to further his agenda? So I wondered that. I'm gonna say that, and I haven't heard anybody say that. I haven't anybody really even talk about where this supposed hatred for the Hittites. They were like one of the only black races that we were going to war with, or we had a problem with. And I always wondered, why was that? But Kemet, we as in Kemet. But yeah, that's, I'm just, like I said, I'm a rock squad. Like, y'all so vicious. Why isn't this? And I want y'all to try to prove. I want you to try to prove what I'm saying is bullshit. That's the whole point. So it's one or two. It's either one or two doors. Either I'm just talking crazy shit, or I'm completely wrong, and I need to, and I'm laying out the scholarship, and it needs to be countered. So these Hittites, after it seeming to be, because the Hittites took over the Turkey Syria geographical area after getting their ass whipped a couple times, and that's where they were. So let's just say this: it seems like, and this is me speculating, but it seems like either either when we banish them to the Caucasus, they got tied up with these Syrian dynasties then, or that's why we put them there. Oh, y'all want to, and to me that puts a little bit more humanity into the story, because how the story is told, we thought it was some form of leprosy, and just their culture is opposite to ours. So we just fucking banished their asses out into the fucking Caucasus with where they reverted totally back into caveman status. And I'm not saying that didn't happen to some of the people that were banished. That did most likely did happen to some, and the way it's looking and just how their culture operates is probably a huge uh uh a small but nice group of them probably broke off and went to get down with the Hittites. So it's either we put them there because we knew y'all fuck with the Hittites anyway. Y'all go over here and fuck y'all. The Hittites, maybe they'll help y'all eat, maybe they won't. Whatever, it ain't our problem. But we ain't leaving y'all out here totally. Cause that's what I don't see the ancient cultures doing. I just don't see them. And that was, in a way, that is our problem. We won't finish this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't see us doing something like that, because that could, in a way, could have eliminated the problem if if not a group like the Hittites were, right around the corner from them. So I'm saying that. So I think that's deep. If people want to really look into that, want to think of that, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, so that's the Hittite culture. That was a black culture. That was a ancient black culture. By the time of the first millennium BC, it was, now we can't really, I can't yet speak on what the amalgamation I can't speak on the mixing, but even the Neo Hittites are probably still at a point where, and this is like what did I say? This is like the first okay, so this is like 700 years, let's say 1,000 years later. Let's just say, let's be round. Say 1,000 years later, now we have the Neo Hittites, which, like I'm saying, there probably were a mix of what I call, no matter what, Europeans. I call them that. That's their name. That's my tag for them. No matter what time period, no matter what geographical, whatever, I still see them as Europeans. Europeans, fucking Frankish, Franks in some sort, whatever. But so that's a 1,000 years. And I think that the races are still more black than white. That's when white supremacy truly takes off. And that's what I intend to speak on. And I'm going to show you how people think we weren't traveling in ancient times. We were all around this joining ships. So I intend to prove how white supremacy came up out of Syria and how they coordinated with tribal leaders who had uprisings that they were even in favor for, or they saw that they could manipulate. So that's what I'm saying. And that's some real shit, and that's some deep shit, and I want to see what motherfuckers got to say. If y'all niggas is about scholarship, that should spark something. Cause I think in these 2 videos, I fucking went in. So what? And they still coming. Phoenix Bars, the paradigm killer.